Lisa's grip tightened on her phone as she whispered urgently to the 911 dispatcher. "There's this black teenager making trouble," she hissed, her voice sharp with certainty. The boy, oblivious to the brewing conflict, stood nearby. A sleek black SUV roared to a stop, silencing the park. Mayor Vanessa Carter stepped out, her face a storm of restrained anger. Lisa's jaw dropped as realization hit. The mayor's voice sliced through the tension, cold and firm. "That troublemaker is my son." Lisa's confidence shattered. Her mistake would echo beyond this quiet park. Subscribe for more real-life stories that demand to be heard. Hit the bell and comment where you're watching from. Marcus leaned against a maple tree in Riverside Park, soaking in the late afternoon warmth. The scent of fresh grass and blooming lilacs filled the air. His mom had promised to pick him up soon. Lost in thought, the 15-year-old felt content, unaware of the storm about to unfold. A sudden unease jolted Marcus from his daydream. He scanned the park, locking eyes with a middle-aged white woman, Karen, perched on a bench. Her stare was cold, lips pursed in suspicion. Rising with rigid purpose, she marched toward him, her face set. "What are you doing here?" she snapped, voice dripping with accusation. "This is a family park, not for loiterers." Marcus's stomach twisted at her words. Confusion and anger flared as he faced her hostility. "I'm not causing trouble," Marcus said, struggling to stay calm. "I'm just waiting for my mom." Karen's eyes narrowed, her face flushed with indignation. She yanked her phone from her bag, fingers trembling. "Leave now, or I'm calling the cops," she barked. Marcus's heart raced. He stood slowly, hands raised in a placating gesture. "Please, ma'am, there's no need," he urged, fear creeping into his voice. But Karen's mind was made up, her glare unwavering as she dialed. "Hello, I'm reporting a suspicious teen in Riverside Park," Karen said into the phone, her voice carrying across the quiet green. Marcus froze, dread pooling in his chest. She painted him as a threat, each word twisting reality. The injustice burned. He was being targeted for simply existing. He knew how fast these situations could spiral for black teens like him. His mother's arrival was his only hope. Marcus braced himself, praying she'd get there before things escalated further. As Karen spoke to the dispatcher, Marcus felt the weight of her accusations. His presence, his skin, marked him as suspect in her eyes. The reality hit hard. Police were coming, and encounters like this could turn deadly. He stood rooted, heart pounding, as the distant wail of sirens grew louder. The park, once a haven, now felt like a trap. Marcus clung to the hope that his mom would arrive in time, her presence his shield against the looming danger. Tires squealed as two police cruisers pulled up, their flashing lights bathing the park in red and blue. Marcus's pulse hammered. He'd seen videos of these moments gone wrong. Now he was living one. Two officers approached, their steps deliberate, eyes scanning. Marcus stood still, hands visible, recalling his mom's advice. "Stay calm, don't provoke." The taller officer's gaze flicked between him and Karen. "What's the issue here?" he asked, his tone clipped, ready to judge the scene before him. Karen stepped forward, words spilling out. "This boy's been loitering for hours, refusing to leave. I'm worried for families here." Her account twisted the truth, each exaggeration stoking Marcus's frustration. He opened his mouth to respond, but the second officer cut in. "Hold on, kid, we'll get to you." The dismissal stung. His voice didn't matter yet. The officers listened to Karen, nodding as she embellished. Marcus felt the situation slipping, their skepticism growing with every word she spoke. The officers' faces hardened as they turned to Marcus. "Explain yourself," the first demanded. Why are you here? Marcus took a shaky breath. I'm waiting for my mom, he said, voice steady despite the pressure. I come here all the time. I'm not bothering anyone. The second officer's hand rested on his belt. Got ID? He asked. Marcus swallowed. I'm only 15, sir. I don't have a license. The officers exchanged a glance, their doubt palpable, tension thickening. The questioning intensified, rapid fire and skeptical. Marcus struggled to keep up, their tone chipping away at his composure. The officers' postures stiffened, hands hovering near their belts. A small crowd gathered, phones out, recording. Marcus's anxiety spiked. His humiliation could go viral. The situation felt like it was teetering on a knife's edge. Just then, the low hum of an approaching car broke the tension. Marcus's heart lifted slightly. He prayed it was his mom, his lifeline in this chaos. A black SUV pulled up to the park's edge. The officer's demeanor shifted, eyes widening in recognition. Marcus exhaled as his mother, Mayor Vanessa Carter, stepped out. Her presence commanded the scene. Karen's face paled, her accusation unraveling. The crowd hushed, sensing a shift. Vanessa's gaze locked on her son, then flicked to the officers and Karen. The air crackled with anticipation. This confrontation was about to pivot, and everyone knew it. Marcus felt a flicker of hope amidst the chaos. Mayor Carter strode forward, her tailored suit sharp against the park's greenery. The silence was heavy as she reached Marcus. "What's happening here?" she asked, her voice low but cutting. The officers straightened, their confidence fading. Karen's bravado crumbled under Vanessa's piercing stare. Marcus's tension eased slightly, but his mother's clenched jaw signaled this wasn't over. The crowd watched, phones still rolling, as the mayor prepared to unravel the mess that had ensnared her son in his own community. "Why is my son being questioned?" Vanessa demanded, her tone measured but fierce. The taller officer faltered. "Ma'am, we got a call about a suspicious person." Vanessa's eyebrow arched. "Suspicious? Based on what?" Karen stammered. "He was just lingering too long." Vanessa's gaze turned icy. "So, a black teen in a park is a threat?" The officers shifted uncomfortably. The mayor's presence exposed the flimsiness of the accusation, and the crowd's murmurs grew. Karen's face flushed, her certainty evaporating under scrutiny. Vanessa surveyed the scene, flashing cruisers, gawking onlookers, her son's rigid stance. "Did you consider bias in this call?" she asked the officers. "Did you approach Marcus with fairness?" Silence hung heavy. She turned to Karen. "You assumed my son was trouble without evidence. Why?" Karen's voice trembled, incoherent. Vanessa's expression hardened. "This is a failure of judgment, yours and the system's." The officers' faces tightened, aware their actions were under a microscope. The park buzzed with tension and realization. Vanessa placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder. "You okay, sweetheart?" she asked softly. Marcus nodded, relief loosening the knot in his chest. "I'm fine, Mom," he said, voice steadying. Vanessa faced the group, resolute. "This shows we need better training. Police, community, everyone. No child should feel like a criminal for being in public." She fixed Karen with a pointed look. "Your snap judgment could have ruined lives. Reflect on that." The crowd absorbed her words, the weight of the moment sinking in. The mayor's voice carried conviction. "We must confront bias head-on. This park, this city, should be safe for all." The officers stepped back, chastened. Karen mumbled an apology, avoiding eye contact. Vanessa addressed the crowd. "Let's learn from this. Challenge your assumptions. Build a community where everyone belongs." She guided Marcus to the SUV, leaving the park in reflective silence. The onlookers dispersed, some whispering, others filming, all grappling with the mayor's call to action and its implications. As they walked, Marcus felt pride swell. His mother hadn't just saved him. She'd turned a painful moment into a rallying cry. The incident's ripples spread through the Riverside Park. Vanessa knew this could divide or unite the city. With Marcus beside her, she faced the growing crowd. "Today, exposed a truth we can't ignore," she began, her voice steady. "Bias poisons our community." The onlookers leaned in, some nodding, others skeptical, but all captivated by her words and the boy at her side. "Racial bias festers when we let fear rule," Vanessa continued. "It turns innocence into suspicion." Marcus, still shaken, found his voice. "I was just chilling," he said, raw emotion cutting through. "Suddenly, I'm a threat. That's not fair." His words hit hard, murmurs spreading. Karen, now at the crowd's edge, spoke up, voice shaky. "I thought I was protecting the park." Vanessa's gaze sharpened. Protection doesn't mean profiling. Every person deserves respect no matter their skin. The crowd stirred, absorbing the truth. The crowd's reactions varied. Some clapped, others whispered doubts. Karen, flushed with shame, admitted, "I didn't mean harm." Vanessa's response was firm. "Intent doesn't erase impact. Marcus isn't just my son. He's every child who's judged unfairly." She faced the crowd. "We're launching anti-bias training for police and city staff. This stops now." Applause mixed with skeptical murmurs. A woman shouted, "Will this really fix anything?" Vanessa nodded, acknowledging the challenge, her resolve unwavering as she prepared to address the question head-on. "Training isn't a cure-all," Vanessa admitted, "but it's a start. It equips people to question their instincts, to act with fairness." She gestured to Marcus. "This moment, my son's fear, will be a case study. We'll learn from it." The crowd quieted, her sincerity resonating. Marcus stood taller, his mother's strength grounding him. The officers, now silent, took notes as Vanessa spoke. The park, once a scene of conflict, became a stage for reckoning, with every word pushing for change and accountability. Vanessa pulled Marcus into a quiet embrace. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered. "You stayed strong." Marcus leaned into her, exhaustion fading. "Can things really change, Mom?" he asked softly. Vanessa met his gaze. "Change is hard, but moments like this light the fire. We just need courage to keep pushing." The crowd buzzed with debate, some inspired, others doubtful. The park hummed with possibility, the day's events a spark for a community forced to face its flaws and potential. As they reached the SUV, the park pulsed with heated discussions. Vanessa's words lingered, exposing raw truths about bias. Marcus glanced back, seeing faces deep in thought. The sun dipped low, casting shadows across Riverside Park. The incident had shaken the city, forcing conversations about profiling. Local news covered the story, while community leaders planned forums. Marcus, still processing, found support in his school's debate team, his story sparking empathy and outrage among peers. Change felt possible, but daunting. The park's tension echoed citywide. Vanessa's speech replayed on social media, fueling debates. Residents questioned their own judgments, re-examining past interactions. The local paper dove into profiling's roots, urging reform. Marcus shared his ordeal at school, his classmates' shock reinforcing the issue's weight. Vanessa pushed anti-bias training, facing resistance but holding firm. Complacency isn't an option, she told reporters. Small shifts emerged. Police engaged communities. Businesses embraced inclusivity. A new mural in Riverside Park celebrated diversity, a symbol of hope amid struggle. Marcus's experience galvanized action. Town halls packed with residents aired grievances and solutions. His debate club became a platform, his story amplifying calls for justice. Vanessa's resolve grew, her speeches relentless. "Every unfair encounter erodes trust," she said at a council meeting. Pushback persisted, but progress showed. Officers joined outreach. Local shops displayed unity signs. The park's mural drew crowds, its vibrant colors a reminder of the fight ahead. Marcus felt the weight of his role, but also its power to inspire change. Civil rights advocate Jamal Wright spoke out. Countless black youth face false accusations daily. We must act now. The park incident became a rallying cry, challenging the city to confront prejudice. Vanessa's training program rolled out, met with cautious optimism. Marcus, now a voice in his community, saw classmates rally for equity. The path was tough but necessary. Riverside Park, once a flashpoint, now hosted unity events. The city grappled with its biases, each step forward a testament to the day's lasting impact. The incident's ripples reshaped the city. Conversations about bias grew louder, from classrooms to City Hall. Marcus's courage inspired peers to speak out. Vanessa's reforms gained traction, though challenges remained. "Justice takes work," she told a packed town hall. The mural stood as a beacon, drawing visitors to reflect. Every action, every story mattered. Join our community for powerful storytelling that drives change. Subscribe, comment, and share where you're watching from. Be part of the movement for empathy and justice. Make these stories part of your daily routine. Subscribe for narratives that spark change and amplify truth. Marcus's ordeal in Riverside Park wasn't just a moment. It was a wake-up call. It forced a city to face its flaws, to listen, to act. Your voice matters. Add it to the conversation. Hit the bell, share your thoughts below, and join us daily for stories that challenge, inspire, and unite. Together, we can build a world where every story counts and justice prevails. In the heart of Riverside Park, under the golden glow of a late afternoon sun stretching shadows across 10 acres of green, Marcus's ordeal unveils two searing lessons that burn through the haze of prejudice. First, unchecked bias can transform a harmless moment. 15-year-old Marcus leaning against a maple tree, 50 feet from a lilac bush, into a dangerous confrontation. Karen's snap judgment, branding him a loiterer in a family park, unleashed a 911 call that could have cost Marcus his future, echoing the countless black teens ensnared by fear-driven assumptions. Her trembling fingers on the phone, oblivious to his innocence, reveal how bias festers when we let stereotypes dictate action. Mayor Vanessa Carter's steely intervention, her voice cutting through the siren's wail, exposed this truth. Prejudice isn't just personal. It's a systemic failure demanding accountability. Second, one moment can spark monumental change if we seize it. Vanessa's call for anti-bias training, born from her son's fear 100 yards from their SUV, ignited Riverside's awakening. The park's vibrant mural, spanning 20 feet, now stands as a testament to unity, while town halls within a 5-mile radius buzz with raw dialogue. Marcus's courage, his voice rising above the crowd, reminds us that change begins with confronting discomfort head-on. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a 30-foot shadow, the stakes loomed clear. Silence fuels injustice. These lessons, bias's peril and action's power, demand we challenge assumptions and amplify truth. Subscribe, join the movement, and let Riverside's story fuel a fight for a world where no child fears a park bench, where every voice reshapes our community's soul. What biases have you witnessed in your community? And how can we spark change like Marcus and Vanessa did in Riverside Park? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more powerful stories that inspire justice and empathy. Join our movement, comment where you're watching from, and let's build a world where every story drives impact. Don't miss out. Subscribe now